welcome to Deenz Reads. It's been so long since I uploaded and a lot of things have happened since then. I was in Ireland, Northern Ireland, England, the Netherlands, and Scotland. So there's been a lot going on. I also applied to grad school, got a new job that I'm going to be moving back to. A lot of stuff has been going on, and now I'm in an Airbnb in Greece and the internet is really bad, so I can't escape with TV, which I have been unfortunately doing and not doing a lot of reading. So this is a good detox for me. And I am reading Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield. Look at this beautiful sprayed edges edition. Isn't that beautiful? And I have the bookmark from the place I got it in Scotland, Golden Hair Books. If you're ever in Edinburgh, you should go there. They have a fantastic fiction selection, really great publishers, selections, editions, and a lot of short books. I was noticing on the table that they select what fiction to put out, their special table. There was a lot of short fiction, so you know what? I decided to treat myself. I've gained so many books over my travels and left them because I couldn't fit them in my luggage, and I never learn. But anyway, so yes, I have not recorded in a while, and honestly, the last clip, I accidentally shot it in slow-mo. It was perfect. I went to watch it back, and it was all in slow-mo, which just shows how rusty I am right now. But anyways, I am on page 84. There's only about 200-ish pages, so I should be able to get this done soon. I just finished Our Share of Night by Mariana Enriquez, which is huge. It's a tome. I don't have it right now, but it's like 700 pages and it's huge. It's nice after that to read a short book, which I normally don't do. So this book is about, it's dual perspective, so it's about Julia and it's also about Miri and their partners. I don't know if they're married, but they're together, living together, been in a relationship, whatever. And Julia, she goes down in submarines and researches the sea. And something really bad happened during one of the missions. And so now she's returned, and it's about Julia and Miri trying to repair their relationship when Julia has gone through such trauma. And so throughout the dual perspectives, we're learning more things about their past and how they're dealing with things now. And that's where the story is. I haven't read the back. I'm scared to, because I just don't want a lot of context with a short book. And when I was checking out, the cashier was like, oh my god, my friend's partner read this book and cried at the end. It really sneaks up on you. And so that just made me even not want to read the back. So that's what I'm reading right now. I hope to get through a bit of it more. Today we went to a nice cafe with this backyard space, and the birds were so heavenly. I thought that they were even artificial from speakers because they're so loud, so beautiful. It was such nice reading ambiance and nice to see all the kitties. I haven't seen a lot of stray cats since I left Greece, so it's nice to see them again. They're like a little part of the city. So I hope to read more of this. I am liking it. Not Julia's, but Miri's perspectives kind of remind me of a lot of DWM fiction. She's a bit depressed, she's dark, she thinks these things about the world, you know, that kind of stuff. So I am liking it, and I hope to read more. So I will update you maybe, I don't know, page 100 or so, and see how I'm feeling. It's not wow yet, it just feels like, you know, entertaining. I'm reading a book, but it's not really hooking me, grabbing me yet. So we'll see. I'm gonna keep reading. Just got back from the market that happens every Saturday, and we got some strawberries, cilantro, dill, some sort of leafy green for omelets, green onion, I think I said that. These olives that we just tasted that are crazy salty. Some beautiful fresh eggs, mushrooms from the store, eggplant. I saw this really cool recipe where you can cut it in half and then stick fork holes in it and then fry it with the sauce, and it's supposed to be really good. And bread, obviously. From the bakery. Huge tomatoes, oranges, fresh honey.
With the honeycomb.
With the honeycomb. I have my...
We got a great haul. Look at all of this food.
Anyways, the giant beans I like and more feta. And I think that's it, just about. So, pretty good. I think we spent about 15 bucks, 20 bucks maybe. And like the honey was like 5, so that counted for a lot. And olives are a lot, and I'm kind of disappointed because they're really, 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 really salty. It feels like I'm drowning when I eat one. But anyways, I'm gonna like them. You know, after you have a drink or two, it'll taste better. But right now, first thing in the morning, no. Okay, that's about it. And my lovely boyfriend is gonna make breakfast now.
My time. No way!
Oh my god. Okay, checking in. I did want to note that I got one of the protagonists' name wrong. It's not Julia like the author, that's why I thought that, but it's Leah. So, my mistake. It's Leah and Mary, and not Julia and Mary. And I also wanted to show just how big our share of night is. Look at how big this is. This was an achievement. So then reading this after it, it's kind of hard to compare the two because I went on such a journey with this book, and I think that's why I'm not really connecting with this book as much because it's so short. But it's not bad. I'm on page 118, so I am about halfway through. And yeah, I just don't feel very deeply about it at all, which is fine. I'm gonna keep reading this. I'm going to make dinner now, and let's see how I get on. This is what I'm making for dinner: some roast potatoes, peppers, and then this really yummy rice with fake feta and mushrooms that I don't have out yet. Yum. Hello, how are we doing? It's the next morning, and I finished Our Wives Under the Sea last night. I was hooked at a point, maybe in the last 90 pages. I was really into it, but I think because it's so short, it just scratched the surface of a lot of things that I like in books. It had that surrealist element, it had that DWM element, it had that existentialist element, but it just fell really short, literally. And I think that's why I gave it a 3.5. On Goodreads, it has about like 3.78 average rating, I think. So I'm not far off. I was like, oh gosh, what if I log on and it has like 4.5 and I'm just in the minority? But I don't think I am. But also a lot of like weird books like this kind of always, or not always, but a lot of the times fall in that 3.7-ish range because you have a lot of people reading them that it's just really not their thing, and so they kind of skew the ratings. This usually is my thing, but I just thought it was too short. But it was a fast read, and it has pretty short chapters, so if that entices you, I say you should go for it, but not a favorite. So then last night I picked up, oh, it has some water on it. Oops, ignore that, but I picked up Wayward by Emilia Hart. I picked this up in the airport in Amsterdam, but also it was all over the UK bookstores, especially in Waterstones. So I don't know, the cover piqued my interest. It's about 3 women. I'm not reading the back, but the first few pages I read it in the airport and I was just hooked. It starts off very grippingly. It starts off with some element of kidnapping or jail going on, and I was like, okay. So I am about 46 pages into it. It is about 3 women, so each chapter is a different perspective, kind of like the last book I read. And they're all different time points, and they're all connected to the same family and going through struggles. And this also has really short chapters, which is nice, especially when it alternates perspectives, because then you really want to get to the next one to see what happened last, so then it keeps pushing you to read and read. But I'm liking it, and the bookmark that I chose was this one from Amsterdam, because I thought it was fitting. And yeah, I think I'm gonna keep reading that. It is St. Patrick's Day today, but unfortunately there are no Irish bars in the city in Greece that I'm in, which is really sad. Like, when do you ever find yourself in a city without an Irish bar? It doesn't happen that often, but unfortunately it's happened this time. And also, this is my second St. Patrick's Day in Greece. Like, why? The other one I was in Athens, I did go to an Irish bar. We showed up all in green, all decked out, me and my flatmate, and everyone was just like, okay, it's just Wednesday. Which is funny. So I don't know how I ended up here again for the St. Patrick's Day, but anyways, I don't think we're gonna do much except maybe drink some Guinness and like get burgers or something. I don't know, just make it up as we go. But I still hope to read a bit of this. I am liking it, so we'll see. Hello, so it's the day after St. Patrick's Day. I'm probably the least hungover I've ever been on this day, so go me. And I've been reading Wayward. I'm on page 80, and I am really liking it. Like I said, it's about 3 women, and they're all trying to peel back these layers in their lives. Like, there's a lot of things shrouded in mystery, and there's a lot of witchy women things going on, which I really like. And so there's Kate in 2019, she's the modern woman. There's Violet in the 1940s, right after World War II. And there's also Alpha in the 1600s during the witch hunting craze. So it's really interesting to switch back between all of these perspectives and time points and see, you know, the role of women as they have changed or not changed in a way. And I'm actually really enjoying Violet's perspective. She's a young girl in Britain, and her father's quite rich, but she knows nothing about her mother, and she's trying to figure out things about that. It's very secretive and kind of gives me Atonement vibes, like she's coming of age, and I'm just really liking her parts. And also, she has this really cute pet spider and I just think that's adorable, and she really likes insects and animals. She doesn't want to eat the meat at dinner, and I'm like, yeah, don't. So I'm liking her the best so far, but I'm really liking it, so good update. This is what I'm having as a little snack, is these huge beans that they really like in Greece with some vegan feta. It might look weird, but it's really good. And a little bit of cayenne. Hello. I thought I would pretend to be a beauty guru this morning. Sorry if you can hear the toilet go doop, doop, doop. But anyways, so last night you saw that we went on a beautiful little walk, and we saw the sunset at the park, which was really nice. And I am still reading Wayward. And it's funny because when I read the reviews for Our Wives Under the Sea, and they're like 3.7, I thought, you know what, let me just check Wayward so I know what I'm getting into here. And it did have pretty high 4 reviews, but I did see one review that was like, men are shitty to women, the end. That's the book. Which I tried not to let that bother me or like get in my head. But now that I'm like 280 pages in, yeah, I can see that they definitely have a point. And it's kind of pissing me off because it's sort of this, oh, like the strength is within you, and blah, blah, blah. There's no tangible badassery right now. And I'm kind of like, no, can like he die actually? But it's just not that kind of a book, I don't think. It could surprise me. But yeah, I know, I'm just looking for those like good for her moments. And right now it's just, yeah, men are horrible to women. And that sucks. But like, why am I spending my free time reading about that? I want something else to happen. But it's just not that kind of a book, is it? I don't know. It kind of feels like a BuzzFeed book. It feels like a book that BuzzFeed would really love. It feels like that we are the daughters of the witches you couldn't burn kind of thing. Yeah, I just don't know why they did my girl Violet like that. She's been my favorite. And I'm just really disappointed. You know, like sometimes when shows or books do women so dirty, unless they get like epic revenge, I'm just really turned off. Because I'm like, ew, okay, that already happens in real life. Like, what is the point of making this fiction if we can't have some fun with it, you know? Like, I'm thinking about The Last of Us, one scene where Bella, oh my god, I'm calling her by her actor name. What is her name in the show? Ellie is, like, totally just took a axe hatchet to some guy who totally deserved it. And I was in love with that scene. It's like, yeah, exactly. If you're gonna be doing fiction and shitty things are gonna happen to someone, I want some redemption in a way that has no real repercussions, you know? Like, because in real life, if someone does you dirty, like, you can't kill them. You shouldn't, and you won't. But like in books, you know, in shows, you have that freedom to like enact that on someone. So I'm just looking for that. Hopefully I'll finish that today. Kind of disappointing that both of them were flops. Both of these books were kind of flops, which is really disappointing because I wanted to start off with a bang, you know, and it's just not there. So those are my thoughts. Right now, we're gonna go to a cafe. I think we're gonna go to the same cafe with the birds in the back, which is really nice. I'm gonna probably finish my book, maybe finish editing this video. We're still looking at apartments in Texas, so we need to finish that. I just sent out that thing to my new work that I was kind of putting off. I finished yesterday. I should have just sent it yesterday, but I sent it today. But I'm not even working yet, and they sent me a calendar invite for a meeting like before my start date, and I'm like, so many things about this have just been so weird. And I did do a background check, and they're like, oh, we can't validate that you were an employee at your college. Please like upload a pay stub. So I did, and it's just like this PDF that's like has this information, but it doesn't say my college on the top. And so they're like, it doesn't say your college on the top. So I'm like, oh my god. Like so now I think I'm gonna have to fill out like a W-9 that they're gonna send to the IRS to confirm that I indeed was an employee. Which is so silly. Like at my last job, all I had to do was a fingerprint, and I much preferred that because they're like, oh, give us your address history for the past 15 years and give us your employment history for the last 7 years. It's like, yeah, I don't have those pay stubs for you from 7 years ago. And I'm also like 25. 7 years ago is like, you know, I didn't have a little briefcase with all my important documents when I was that young, so it's just not readily available, but I hope I can do that today too. And that's the plan. That's kind of my makeup today, really. There. And I will check in soon.
Should we have flowers for Dad's house? They could probably kill them, but those are okay. You're really okay.
finished Wayward and I'm wearing my witchy sleeves and moon and star earrings to be on theme. And I definitely spoke too soon in my last clip because I was disappointed with the lack of tangible badassery, I think is what I said. And there are some moments towards the end, but since it's a 368-page book, I wonder if tying it up nicely in a bow in the last 50 pages makes it worth it, because there's so much abuse of women in this book, and I don't know if the payout was there by the end. So I have mixed feelings about it. I think if you like historical fiction, if you like empowering tales about women, and I say that like with a grain of salt, and if you like, you know, herbal healers, gardening, connection to nature, especially in animals, then I would say pick it up, but tread lightly because of the content warnings, like rape, abuse, more abuse. Yeah, not great stuff there. So I have conflicting feelings about this book. I'm leaning towards a 3.85. I liked what it was trying to do, but I think it could just do less of the abuse part. Have more redeeming moments for women. And I think that would make me happier reading it. So yeah, leaning towards that. I'm conflicted about it. But anyways, I don't know what I'm gonna read next. I have 3 physical books that I wanna read in a 24-hour readathon, but I don't wanna start that now. So I don't know what I should pick up. I think I'm in the mood for something weird. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. And thanks for watching, and I hope you stay a while and subscribe. Bye.